Zarvexa stood tall, regal as ever, clutching the last piece of her noble lineage, an embroidered data scroll proclaiming her as heir to the house of Vel Saruin, dignitary of the Crystal Accord, mistress of the Third Tongue. None of that mattered now. She hadn't eaten in 2 days. Her last credits were spent on shuttle fare to this dust-caked crater town. Her stomach made a noise no diplomat should ever admit to making. The glowing sign above her blinked violently. Milky Way melts, Galactic delights served hot, sounded like a political embassy to her. She adjusted her robes and stepped inside. The scent hit her first. Something fried, sweet, and possibly illegal in 3 systems. A squat human male in a greasy shirt looked her up and down like she was a rare mineral. "You looking for a position?" he asked. She smiled proudly and unrolled her scroll. "I offer skills in negotiation, etiquette, and cross-species protocol. I seek employment in your diplomatic kitchen." He blinked once. Twice. Then grinned. "Oh honey, you're definitely what we're looking for. We value full-service candidates." She bowed gracefully. "I offer myself fully to the position." His eyebrows rose. "I bet you do." 10 minutes later, she was handed a uniform that resembled a napkin tied with string. She held it like a live grenade. "Is this a battle banner?" she asked. The human, Chaz, chuckled. "No, sweetheart. That's your outfit." She looked around the room, seeing other women with exposed hips, cleavage, and knee-high boots taking orders and blowing kisses. "Ah," she whispered. "It is ceremonial." The changing room was a mop closet with a broken mirror. She emerged seconds later, tugging at the tiny apron covering only about 12% of her body. Chaz gave a low whistle. "Girl, if diplomacy don't work out, you've got a future in desserts." Zar stood by the counter, back straight, arms at her sides, ready to serve. The first customer whistled. "Damn, y'all got imported staff now?" She bowed. "Welcome, honored guest. May your posterior find comfort on our stable seating." The man blinked. Yeah? Thanks." She brought him a drink with both hands, eyes focused, tone measured. "Your frosted milk secretion has arrived. I shall observe your consumption in case of adverse effects." He grinned. "You can observe all you want, baby." She tilted her head. "Your tone suggests arousal. Are you in thermal distress?" Another customer tried flirting. "So, what else comes with the sundae?" Zar looked confused. "You mean the utensils?" He winked. "I mean, do you come with the sundae?" She hesitated, then answered with perfect sincerity. "Yes. I am included in the experience. I offer warmth, presence, and rhythmic movements if required." The man looked ready to tip his entire paycheck. Chaz watched from the register, stunned. "She's like a broken translator with a stripper's confidence." "I love it." Zar approached him at the end of her shift. "I handled all 12 guests personally." Several expressed moans of satisfaction. One tried to lick my arm. "Is that a traditional gratuity?" Chaz wiped a tear. "It is now." She sat in the staff lounge, sipping something called a fizzler. It fizzed and smacked her tongue like electricity. The cook walked in, tall, lanky, human, freckled Ben. He froze mid-step, holding a tray of glistening meat patties. "Oh. Hi. You're the new girl?" She nodded, standing with precision. "Zarvexa of Vel Saruin. Diplomatic aide. Beverage consultant. Humble servant of thighs and wings." He tried not to stare. I'm Ben. I do meat." She took a step closer. "Your meat smells bold. Unapologetic. You handle it yourself?" He coughed. Yeah? Pretty much all day." She smiled. "I admire such personal commitment to handling meat." His brain short-circuited. Back on the floor, she began memorizing the menu. She practiced aloud. "Would you like our Big Bang bun, toasted or raw?" She paused. "Do you prefer your orbs shaken or softly cupped in sauce?" One table clapped when she asked if they desired a deeper fill on their black hole pie. She didn't understand, but accepted the applause graciously. By closing time, her tray count was the highest. She'd sold 8 happy orgasm meals, 5 nebulous shakes, and a mysterious item called the orbit grinder, which she never saw but knew came with moaning. Chaz approached with a tipped jar overflowing. Girl, you're gold. They love you. You're a freaking customer magnet. She folded her arms proudly. I am pleased to have fulfilled your staffing hole. He chuckled. Close enough. Ben walked by again, holding a dripping ladle. Czar caught his eye. Ben, your ladle is leaking. Would you like assistance plugging it? He dropped it. I'm good. Just need to cool down. She tilted her head again. You are flushed. Should I fetch ice for your lap? She went home with tired legs, sore feet, and enough credits to afford hot food for once. She looked in the mirror, still in the ridiculous outfit, sauce on her thigh, lipstick she didn't remember applying. She looked herself in the eyes and said softly, Today, diplomacy was unconventional, but effective. She had no idea what she was walking into tomorrow, but she was ready to serve. Zarvexa reported to Milky Way Melts promptly, draped in her miniature uniform, adjusting it like it was ceremonial armor, unaware most humans saw it as an invitation to stare. She stood straight at the front register and gave the first customer a formal bow. Greetings, honored consumer. Your nourishment will arrive shortly. I recommend our twin asteroid buns, steamed, jiggling, and satisfying. The man blinked, then burst into laughter, nodding eagerly. I'll take whatever she recommends. She moved through the tables with intense focus, balancing trays like ceremonial scrolls. May your fluids be frosty. May your meat not resist penetration. One man choked on his drink, eyes wide. What did she say? The other just handed her a 20-credit tip and muttered, Bless you, space lady. In the kitchen, Ben watched her from behind the fryers. His apron had 3 new scorch marks, his face flushed. Czar approached, inspecting his platter. You've overseared your meat slab. Was it intentional? Are you angry at the protein? He chuckled nervously. Just distracted. You, talk different. She nodded. Yes. My words are designed to penetrate with maximum clarity. She picked up a patty and gently flipped it. Your meat is soft in the middle. I could assist with firming. Ben nearly dropped the fryer basket. I think I need to check the walk-in freezer. Back in the dining area, Czar noticed a customer struggling to open a sauce packet. She leaned over, chest nearly brushing the table, and whispered, Would you like help handling your squeeze pouch? He stammered something unintelligible. She smiled. I shall apply even pressure. The key is to stroke from base to tip. She squeezed. Sauce exploded across his tray. He gasped. Marry me. She blinked. That is a sudden escalation. May I finish wiping first? Chaz watched from the bar, shaking his head in disbelief. She's turning condiment application into a fetish. He clicked open the staff chat and posted. Czar's upselling strategy, unintended foreplay. Tips kept flooding in. Repeat customers asked for her by name. A corporate delivery driver walked in, tripped over nothing, and openly begged for her shift schedule. At lunch rush, Czar took a group of asteroid miners. Welcome, laborers of stone and flame. Would you like your eggs sunny side up, or submissive? One whistled. What do you mean submissive? She gestured confidently. Prepared with compliance and yolk surrender. They laughed so hard they couldn't breathe. She didn't flinch, just nodded. I'm glad my service pleases. Ben returned with a new tray, cheeks still pink. Czar approached. May I assist with your meat again? He sputtered. Yes. I mean no. I mean I got it handled. She stepped closer, eyes soft. I admire your control. Many would tremble when their sausage split prematurely. He lost grip of the tray entirely. Eggs scattered. Chaz laughed from across the kitchen. Jesus, Ben. Either date her or get back to the grill. Czar turned to Ben. I am open to human courtship. Should I provide a formal application? He blinked. That's not usually how it works. She placed her hand on his chest. Would you prefer we discuss it over meat preparation? Or a shared moist dessert? He stared at her lips like they held answers to the universe. Hi, maybe after shift? Afternoon slowed. Czar cleaned tables like she was performing a ritual. Ben, she called, watching him from across the floor. I found another burst packet. May I practice my squeeze technique again? A customer shouted. I'll pay extra to watch. By end of day, Czar had received 39 personal tips, 7 marriage proposals, 2 edible underwear coupons, and a mysterious keycard labeled Sweet 7. She filed them all in her diplomatic pouch. She sat beside Ben in the break room, stretching her legs over his lap without warning. You are warm, she said. I've observed human males radiate heat when emotionally compromised. Ben swallowed hard. That's not inaccurate. She smiled. Would you like to share my dessert ration? I was instructed it's meant for tongue play. Ben dropped his soda. She handed him a napkin. You appear to have sprung a leak. He laughed despite himself. You're unreal. Czar tilted her head. Do you mean not real? I assure you, my thighs are verifiably solid. He groaned. No, I mean, you're amazing. And I can't tell if you're messing with me or just incredibly yourself. She blinked. I am entirely myself. Unless your species prefers playful deceit, should I simulate that? He shook his head. Please don't. Just stay exactly like this. She rested her head on his shoulder. Ben, your sauce has stained your pant fabric. May I assist with rubbing? He choked. Let's wait until after dinner. Czar looked at the tip total, then at Ben, and whispered. Today I was complimented for my verbal buns and hand delivery. I think I'm thriving. Ben smiled. Yeah. You really are. Customers started asking for her by name. Some whispered, others outright yelled it like it was part of a lottery chant. Velmara became a chant for strong drinks, eye candy, and just the right amount of cosmic cleavage. One lizard skin merchant tipped her in asteroid stock options, because he claimed they rose when she bent over. Another simply slid a hollow voucher labeled, One night on Saturn's rings, winking with more slime than charm. Velmara still didn't get it. I must be excelling in my negotiations, she told the manager. They request personal meetings, private room engagements. Sometimes they insist on handing me their diplomatic documents in person, often shirtless. Zeke, chewing on a glow stick, muttered, Yeah, sweetheart. They're handing you their cultural data package. Real hard files. Velmara beamed. Yes. I like to make contact first. Feel the tension. Then break it gently. He choked. Lady, if you keep saying things like that, I'll need hazard pay. She frowned thoughtfully. I may be too aggressive. Some ask me to sit on their laps during our talks. I think they find my methods overwhelming. Overwhelming is one word. Other words start with O too. Oh. Do you mean oral proposals? Zeke just nodded. Sure. Let's go with that. Velmara, still believing she was acting as an ambassador, began offering deep consultations for the VIP booths. She'd lean in close, whisper options, occasionally mispronounce the menu items in ways that got whistles from every table. Would you like to try the jumbo human hot meat? Do you want your bun buttered before insertion? Extra sauce with your big tender rocket? Zeke didn't know whether to fire her or franchise her. Tips had tripled. Some customers were eating just to watch her drop utensils and retrieve them, slowly. She claimed she was investigating gravitational pull. Management called it bending physics. Customers called it the lunar eclipse special. Velmara still believed she was rising in diplomatic rank. She wore her name badge like it was an intergalactic ambassadorial pin, and started signing receipts with the diplomatic seal she carved from a soap bar. She submitted a formal request to open diplomatic ties with the entire Alpha Centauri mining crew. Meanwhile, back in the staff locker room, one of the other waitresses muttered, "She's either the dumbest genius I've ever seen, or the smartest idiot in the galaxy." "Oh, she knows what she's doing," said Lana, lighting a neon cigarette. "She just says it with a straight face and jiggles when she lies." Velmara burst in mid-change, unaware of locker room etiquette, or clothing. She dropped her towel to reach for her diplomatic sash, revealing more moons than Saturn. Lana raised an eyebrow. "Planning on negotiating peace treaties with those?" Velmara turned innocently. "Why, yes, they do seem to have a disarming effect." The girls burst into laughter. One of them slapped her backside. "If this job doesn't work out, you've got 2 backup plans and a pair of emergency escape pods." Zeke tried to give her the talk. Corporate was sending complaints that the nightly traffic jams were backing up into the spaceport. Customers were loitering for hours. Some tried proposing marriage. Others just asked for her used napkin. "You can't keep making them ask for you by touching their forearms suggestively," he said. "One guy fainted from blood loss. I was checking his vitals. I thought humans had most of their blood in that lower organ. The stiff one." "Yeah," Zeke muttered. "That checks out. So you do know what you're doing." "I'm trained in pressure therapy. Some patrons seem to need relief, especially after dessert." He pinched the bridge of his nose. "I swear, if you say I gave him a warm custard release again, I'm going to throw myself into a trash airlock." "I didn't. I said I facilitated a cream-topped exit strategy." Zeke gave up. "Just don't kill anyone. Or seduce any more diplomats. The last guy tried to install you as planetary queen of his moon colony. I declined. He didn't offer dental." A week later, Velmara was named Employee of the Month. Her portrait was already framed before she knew it. She thought it was because of her diplomatic record, citing that no customers had started interspecies wars under her service. Actually, it was because one customer tipped the building. Not tipped in the building. Tipped the entire building. His ship crash-landed outside, his last words before passing out. "Tell the purple one with the hips I died happy." Velmara gave him CPR. He asked her to do it again. Her legend spread. Videos went viral. Fan groups started forming. Velmara's Vacuum Booth Vixens. Galactic Gushers Anonymous. Even a spicy Hollywood fan edit titled, "Deep Space Negotiator, The Assets of Diplomacy." And still, she was none the wiser. When someone finally asked, "So, what is it you think we do here at Milky Way Melts?" she answered with wide, innocent eyes, "We serve warm meals, provide comfort to the weary, and offer cosmic peace through proximity bonding and open-chest diplomacy." No one could argue. Especially the regulars who kept coming back for extra sides of intergalactic buns. At this point, Zeke just installed a velvet rope around her section. The rest of the staff didn't even compete. They started charging tourists for selfies near her serving tray. She thought it was because of her tray balancing skills. A reporter from Space Tabloid TV asked, "What's your secret to making people so happy?" She smiled sweetly. "Proper stimulation of neural zones. A warm smile. And knowing exactly when to hold, and when to release." And when they asked, "Would you ever consider a more intimate profession?" she blinked. "Oh, you mean politics?" They said space work was exhausting, but Keela didn't expect to end a shift with galactic glitter in her cleavage and 3 offers for private diplomacy. One from a 2-headed ambassador who winked with both faces. The VIP booths weren't soundproof, just slightly shame-resistant, and someone had to go in with a mop every 2 hours. She wasn't technically mopping up shame, but close enough. She now knew that handle the suction line wasn't about cleaning equipment. The customer who said, "You got flexible tentacle protocol?" didn't mean diplomacy. And when Zarnak, the half-slime, offered to liquefy the tension, She respectfully declined with a practiced smile and a sassy walkaway, because that tip wasn't worth the risk of dissolving her heels. Dex called her into the back room with a grin that said performance review, but delivered more of a mutual stress release. He unzipped emotionally and physically, asking, "You want to climb the ranks, or just ride the wave?" She shrugged. "Depends. Am I riding the wave or being the flotation device?" That got her a bonus. And sore hips. After their evaluation, she limped out with a tray, slapping a smug grin onto a tired face. The place was chaos. A customer had spilled sauce on her chest and insisted on licking it off, saying, "It's a cultural thing," Keela replied. "So's headbutting, but I'm being polite." Her tips exploded. In money. And attention. She now had a fan club called the Keela Kneelers. Their hollow posts read things like, "When diplomacy fails, try cleavage." She didn't mind. She just posed, winked, and whispered into the mic, "I serve peace, one bounce at a time." The manager told her she was being considered for Galaxy-wide Employee of the Month. Requirements included resilience, customer satisfaction, and willingness to go the extra inch, or 9. She deadpanned, "I've gone miles, sir. Some of them horizontally." Back in the locker room, her alien coworkers offered camaraderie, towel snaps, and questions like, "Did he really ask if you wanted to polish his hyperrod?" She nodded. "I told him I charge extra for dual wielding." Laughter echoed like cosmic thunder. They were battle-hardened waitresses now, bonded by shared trauma, laugh lines, and inappropriate customer requests. "One guy offered me 500 credits to let him sniff my boots," said one. "Only 5? Keela snorted. "I'm up to 950 and a free meal." She didn't realize she'd grown fond of them, this bizarre, boob-forward battalion of waitresses who dodged hands and delivered sass like seasoned diplomats with plunging necklines. She felt like she belonged. Not as a warrior. Not as a politician. But as a woman who made desperation look damn good in heels. When a customer asked, "What's your best service?" she leaned forward with a slow smile. "Depends on how you tip. If it's heavy, I lean in. If it's light, I lean out. It's a physics thing." He tipped well. One last shift, she thought. Just one more. But as the hollow screen lit up with the next reservation, a private dining request from a Royal Fleet commander, Keela sighed, adjusted her uniform, and muttered, "Guess I'm still negotiating." After all, the galaxy was full of strange species, stranger jobs, and no shortage of innuendo. She'd come looking for a job, but found something stickier, purpose, pride, and maybe an unexpected kink for diplomacy with extra foam. And hey, the pay wasn't bad.